Yeah, if you are anything like me and technology hates you, then you have a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state and a world we live in. Holy mackerel. Yeah, just an hour late. Yeah. I don't, if it has any kind of technology or tires, it's going to give me a problem. And I got to tell you, I don't know why it's me. I really have no idea. And the service that we use to stream these wonderful programs for you on social media, I don't care if you're having a beef with one of the work it out. That's your job. You have one job. If you're going to have a beef with one of the social media companies, you go ahead and have a beef. But not here. I'm paying. I'm a paying customer. Technology hates me so bad. I mean, this is how bad technology hates me. I bought one of those, several, the devices, the Amazon devices, right? Where it's always listening to you. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. My phone's always listening to me. And I have a funny story about that. But I just let it go. Fine. Okay. I got those things. That thing doesn't even work. I tell it, shuffle my campfire playlist. It gets like 3 songs into it. It's like, maybe I'll stop. And I got to tell it to play again. It's like, fine. And it'll play like a song or two and then done. Yeah. So that is actually what I'm dealing with when it comes to technology. And so, hi, how are you? Apparently, we have to talk about dogs. I love talking about hunting dogs. I love my hunting dogs. I've loved every dog I've ever had. I'm a huge, huge fan. I have a dog paw tattoo on the back of my leg, doggone it. And I'm telling you, I love dogs. So I'm sitting there yesterday just chatting it up with my girlfriend and her daughter says something about, hey, what about Trump's the person Trump wants to run for VP? What about her and shooting a dog? And I'm like, okay, we don't get into politics on this show. We don't get into politics, but here we are. It's a political figure. And that side of the tribe is no fan of Republicans, conservatives, anything like that. So I thought it was just somebody taking a shot at me. They always take shots at me. It's not a big deal to me. And so I thought I was just taking a shot. Nobody shot a dog in the face. What are you talking about? Nobody shot a dog in the face. Apparently, Kristi Noem, Governor Noem, South Dakota, and probably front runner, one of the top probably 5 prospects to be Trump's running mate, is releasing a book. And she's releasing this book and she's doing a lot of publicity for the book. Apparently, part of the book is she took I believe, 18-month-old farm dog, hunting dog, that was untrainable, not very nice to people, and just shot it. There are things in my past I'm not happy about. There are things in my past I'm not proud of. There are things in my past where I'm like, I don't want to tell a lot of people about that. Had I shot one of my hunting dogs in the face, killed it, put it down at 18 months old, I'm not sharing that. I'm not sharing that information. What's up, Eddie? How you doing, man? Sorry we're late. Yeah, like I said, but technology hates me. We're talking about Kristi Noem, Governor Noem, in her new book, in the excerpt about her killing her 18-year-old puppy because it was untrainable. And I think her response was to all of this. Let me get to actually her response. I'm actually on her Twitter page right now. Her response, of course, is buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. She said, we love animals, but tough decisions like this happen all the time on the farm. Mm-hmm. Sadly, we just had to put down 3 horses a few weeks ago that we had in our family for 25 years. If you want, and by the way, in responding to the backlash here, if you want more real, honest, and politically incorrect stories that'll have the media gasping, buy my book. Who is helping this woman? Who is telling this woman, A, it's okay to share the story about you capping your 18-month-old puppy because you couldn't train it? Who's allowing you to put that in a book when you have future political aspirations? Who's allowing you to do that? 1. And 2, what's up, Lynn? And 2, don't defend it by shilling your book. Look, I understand a lot of the Midwest hunting friends and I don't agree. I believe that my hunting dog's a member of the fam. My hunting dog chills in the house. My hunting dog's up in the cab of the truck. And some of my hunting buddies in the Midwest have their dogs outside 24/7 in a kennel until it's time to go hunting. Literally, their dog is a tool for hunting. That's it. And they work them and things like that. And obviously, they train them and things like that. So they get attention and affection that way. But I'm not that guy. I love my jingo, and that I just want to squeeze them and just love them to death. But I was raised that way. You love your dogs. And there's some people in the Midwest that just, like I said, again, it's a tool. There's a lot of farmers I know that have just run over dogs. I just run over dogs like, oh, dang, okay, all right, got to get another pup. And it's not a big deal to them. They don't freak out about that. So it's not like we treat our dogs. So when you have Governor Noem sharing this story, and equating it to the 25-year-old horses that they just had to put down, that's apples and oranges. But go ahead and buy my book anyway. Holy mackerel. So apparently we got to talk about dogs, and that's totally okay to talk about dogs. I love talking about dogs. Yeah. Yeah, she should have thought things through. Exactly. And you just, again, there's so many things in my life that I'm not proud of. That, by the way, I've shared most of that with you guys, but none of it reached to the level of I capped a puppy. Yeah, I'm not, I don't get it. And by the way, I've been from all rights. I've been politically on our political show. I've been a fan of Governor Noem. I've been a fan of what she's doing. I don't get this. And again, I'm not going to judge anyone listening to this program, and I hope you guys don't judge me on something I did 20 years ago. Okay? Because I was an idiot 20 years ago, even more so than today. I was a moron. I've done some dumb things. Probably won't share all of them, but I hope I'm not judged for those. And so I'm trying not to judge Governor Noem for this act, because apparently it was something that she says is just kind of what we did. And so I can't judge her for that one thing. I'm going to say, okay, well then, since then, I hope you haven't capped any other puppies, but you put a couple horses down, and that's perfectly acceptable, I think, to everybody. They're old, they're in pain, it's time to put them down. Get it. We've had to put dogs down. Get it. Not at 18 months. Jaster, if you all remember, Jaster was the kind of the third in line of the Russell hunting dogs. And Jaster came from Bear Paw Ranch, which Julie down south runs an amazing organization, and it basically an honest dog breeder. I think that's actually her website, honestdogbreeder.com. She helps other dog breeders do it ethically, do things that aren't just like puppy mill kind of thing. She's fantastic. Jaster was an absolute terrorist. He was a puppy terrorist. He was resource guarding, growling, mean, just feisty. He could, from a standstill, jump on top of a 6-foot wall like it was just like he was just taking a quick step up. So he'd always pop up, go walk around, check out the neighbor's house, go run down the street, chase me down the street. I mean, I couldn't even handle the dog. So I talked to Julie about it. Julie goes, that's great. No big deal. Bring him on down here. Bring him on down, and we'll hang out with him for a bit, and we'll see if we can fix these things. She saw him. She was like, that's actually the dog that I need for breeding. Like he is a stud of studs. And so she's like, I want to keep him. Get it. Cool. Never was it a thought. Not once. We got to put this dog down. A lot of ways to adopt a dog out. Here's a troubled dog. He really is. My girlfriend actually is a bird rescuer, and she got this voicemail. She sent me the voicemail. There was a woman that says, I have a chicken that I want to donate to Game and Fish Department. Not a rotisserie chicken, a chicken that lays eggs and all that, but then she crushes the eggs. She's mean. She fights everything else. She fights everyone else. I'm like, why would... Okay, now I'm thinking, sure, but at least she tried to adopt the chicken out. She was like, okay, I want the chicken to go for some good. I want the chicken to maybe help educate people on like laying eggs and farming and sustainability and all that. Cool. But yeah, she didn't just say, okay, well, that's a bad chicken. Like the Zach Brown song, sick 'em on a chicken, right? Yeah, my dog Pete, right? Smallest dog, old dog in my yard. And but she at least tried. Governor Noem, try. Look, we tried. We asked our neighbors if they'd want the dog. I think she told a story about the dog was ruined a pheasant hunt. Like, sister, still not worth the death penalty. Okay, I've had Boba jump a bunch of birds. Hell, I've had Django, the stud of studs. Django, the best damn hunting dog I've ever had or seen. I've seen him jump birds. It happens. Not worthy. That might be worth a little like, bzz, bzz, a little buzz on the hunting collar, like, champ, no. But yeah, terrible. A lot of people ask me, by the way, and we'll get off the whole Kristi Noem. A lot of people ask me what the best hunting dog is, what the best type of hunting dog is, the best breed of hunting dog. I want to get a hunting dog. What's the best breed? Here's the best breed. Are you ready? You write this down. Somebody else's hunting dog. There you go. Borrow a friend's. Yeah, treat it like a boat. Treat it like an SUV like an ATV or something like that. Just borrow a friend's. Just borrow one. You don't need to have one. I love German short hairs. I think they're fantastic, but you need 2 or 3 because they need to work themselves out constantly. And playing in the backyard, they need a big backyard. They need all that, which my dogs had. But I loved them. They were fantastic. But man, they're a pain in the butt. They are, because they want their job. They know what their job is. Hunting dogs know what their job is. Retrievers, if you like, oh, I just want a lab because labs are cute. If you don't give that lab a job, that lab is going to make its own job. And usually that job's going to be tearing up toys and tearing up couches and peeing all over the place because it just wants a job. If it has a job every single day, walk with me to get the mail. That's its job. Walk to get the mail. Those dogs want to please their owners. They want to please their family. They want to please the alphas. That's their gig. So if you don't have that time and effort, you're like, oh man, I really want a hunting dog. Cool, borrow somebody's. They will let you buy. Look, from a dog owner, a hunting dog owner, there's never a time I would deny my dogs a hunt. There's no way. If somebody said, hey, can I take Boba out? Yeah. Got dang Django out? Sure. God rest his soul. Can't take him anymore. He did. But yeah, of course, because it gives them it gives them a time to work out. It's like if a friend of yours said, hey, listen, this weekend I'm going to go on a hike. I know you're starting this new workout program, stuff like that. I want to know if you want to get. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'd be great. And you wouldn't deny your spouse that, right? They said, hey, listen, I'm on this new workout program. My friends are going to go on a hike. Be like, heck yeah, go. Same. It's a member of your family that they need some work. Borrow one. I'm telling you, borrow a hunting dog. And it just end up like, hey, no, don't get me wrong. What Kristi Noem did was wrong, period. But I've had the thought. You have not owned a hunting dog if you have not at least had that thought. I tell you that much. Woohoo! Yeah. It's like Chris Rock said, you've never been in love if you have not contemplated murder and how to get away with it. You've never been in love. I would never. But boy, I'm telling you, sometimes it was a little yeah. Django was a trip. Django actually spoke fluent electricity. That's really it. I am in the hunt collars, I'm a vibrating tone. So what that means is they'll get a vibrate on their necks. You feel it's a vibrate. It's not a shock. It's a vibrate. And they know to turn around. Tone, same thing, goes beep, and it gets less when they come towards me. That's keep them by me. Good. Love it. That's all I've really had to use on any other hunting dog I've had except for Django. Django was stubborn. Django was a savant. He was Tony had him trained in I think it's around under 2 months. Usually takes about 3 to 4 months. Under 2. Django was done, locked in, dialed in. But Django did not like to bring the birds back sometimes. Sometimes Django would just go find a tree and some shade and just lay down. Yeah. By the way, that didn't bother me. When it's time to shut it down, shut it down. Go for it, buddy. That's fine. We'll get back to the kennel and get another dog out here, or we're just gonna go rest in and we'll call it a day. Whatever we want to do, buddy. But when he's being stubborn and not retrieving or not handing the bird to me, Sometimes you had to be, hey, course correct a little bit. Okay, all right, I got you. Not Django. Django would just look at you. You could crank that thing up as hard as you can. He doesn't care. If he's holding on that bird, he was holding on that bird. The bird was not yours. He's like, Dad, I went to get it. I know you shot it, but I got it. You would run and get your own dang birds next time. He was so stubborn. And it's just occasionally be so stubborn. What Tony, our trainer did, is he took the collar off and he made it a belt. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. And that thing never went past vibrate. The second he was like, okay, I know you're okay, cool, here's your bird. It's all good. Stubborn little punk. He was the best. He was the very, very best. And I miss him dearly. But yeah, so yeah, never, even in all that stubbornness and even in all that, and oh, by the way, on the hunting college too, if the kids ever wanted to be the basically guiding the hunt, then and they had access to that remote, they had to put it in their hand. I had to put the collar in their hand. They had to hold on to it. And I'd put it up to, it went from 1 to 6. I never got past 2 with the kids before they freaked out because it hurts. And so I had to let them know. I was like, you understand now. We ain't hurting our dogs. We're hurting the dogs. So if you have to get to a 2, that is emergency. That is like you are heading towards a freeway and I need you to turn around. Okay. Now, to me, that's 6. You rip them around. This, for their own safety, right? Oh my goodness sake, squirrel dogs. Woo, let me tell you. Actually, something, I had Ted Nugent on the show. Excuse me, I'm going to pick up that name I just dropped. I had Ted Nugent on the show several times. And Uncle Teddy said he said, my dogs hunt. This is what I love about the man. He said, my dogs hunt about 300 days a year. And these guys, I have so many squirrels in my yards, my properties. My dogs get to hunt squirrel almost every single day. And I think that's just fantastic because it's fun to watch, guys. It really is. And Lynn and Eddie, I'm telling you, it's so much fun to watch a dog hunt. And if you ever have an opportunity to, the next hunting dog that I get, we can all just go out and watch them. It is beautiful to watch. They leap and they bound in their athleticism. And it's like every single cell in their body is just exploding, firing off. This is what you were meant to do. Genetics takes over. It is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning to watch. And then you see, at least for my German short hairs, they'll run, and then the nose shoots straight up. And they just turn whichever way they picked up that scent. And they start zigzag. Serpentine. It's zigzag, doink. And their tail shoots straight up, and they're locked, and they're shaking. Jaster did that as a puppy. No, so did Boba. Not one lick of training. Didn't jump it, didn't anything, just stopped, froze. And that's that beautiful genetics and that beautiful, the beautiful creatures that they are. It's so fun to watch. Did I see that video of the dog heard the sheep in the rain? Oh my gosh, right? So happy. Herding dogs are just absolutely, they lose their mind. I actually saw something super, super cool. There was a farmer that was had to pull a calf, had to tag the calf, put the big earring in, right? The big number earring in on a calf. Mama was like, whoa, what are you doing? So the horse cut the two, separated the two. That's what you mean, call it cutting. They cut the two, they separated the two. Farmer gets off the horse, goes and starts tagging the calf. Mama's trying to get in. That horse just is almost as if it had eyes in the back of its head, was moving between the cow and the farmer and the calf, and like kicking back, like, hey, what'd I tell you? Stay back here. Stay back. He'll give your kid back in just a minute. Hang tight. And then the farmer gets on a horse, boom, and mom and calf back together. Everybody's happy. It's so fun. That horse was in control. That horse was in command. The farmer was saying nothing. That's how amazing animals are. Just absolutely amazing. And I'm sorry. I know we like to talk about the outdoor world, but here's the outdoor world. Something I was geeking out about the other day. A nest. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it was on my roof. Maybe it was on a somewhere. But it had fallen. Right, dove nest. It had fallen, and it was in my front yard. And I was just staring at this thing because my backyard is just, I mean, there's quail, there's rabbit, there's hawks, there's owls, there's a tortoise. I mean, we got it all back there going on, little baby bunnies and everything. I'm looking at this nest going, who taught that bird how to make this nest? Nobody. Just knows how to make a nest. I couldn't make a nest. I wouldn't know how. I want to grab the thing and look at it and kind of pull it apart. Like, how did you start with one twig and it became this? And I saw one the other day, just like stripping a twig. I was like shaking the dead leaves off it. I was like, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I watched a little quail in my backyard. I hunt quail, y'all. I hunt dove. Doesn't mean I'm not marveled by how wonderful they are. They're just really tasty. But the quail in the back, like the dad, they get the little tiny nuggets, the little tiny little quail running around. It's just a bunch of them. Like there was 10 of them. Now there's only 3 of them. I mean, circle of life and whatnot. But like dad'll pop up on the back fence on the top and keep watch, and mom and the babies just kind of roll through my grass, and he's just watching, squawking at him. He runs down and he sees a bunny come around. He'll run down, get in between the bunny and the mom. And how you learn that? So cool. These animals are just absolutely amazing. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to watch them. It just really is. And I know I'm nerding out right now, but I'm kind of in a nerd out mood. But it's fun. It really is. And it's really cool to watch a dog hunt. I'm telling you. So I am, again, not going to judge Governor Noem in the totality of one story that she told from 20-something years ago. It's a mistake. And by the way, I would have probably framed it as such. But whatever heat she gets online is heat she gets online. Sorry. Yeah, if you're gonna throw it out there, you're gonna get some heat for it, that's for sure. But it has people talking about her book. People are gonna buy her book, it'll be a bestseller, and she'll make a bazillion bunch of dollars. So whatever. Okay. If that's the way you want to do it. And by the way, Twitter ablaze today, social media on fire today about this topic. No, social media is never on fire about anything. There's trending topics. That's about it. I would love for me to be a trending topic at one point. Please. Oh, by the way, get over to Spotify. If you guys, even if you don't have Spotify, you can help me out. Get over to Spotify and just launch 1 or 2 of the episodes. It helped me out a ton. There's certain levels that you have to hit as we try to take all of this show online exclusively. There's levels that you have to hit for certain amounts of advertising revenue and things like that. So if you guys can help me out, I'm like 2 people away. Help me out. Get over to Spotify and just put the Go Show with Mike Russell and launch one of these. Oh, launch one of these out. Yeah. Yeah, they should have just left out of the book. That's a dang good point. Yep, but it's the controversy that's going to get people to buy the book. It's the weird world we live in. Tell you that. Let me tell you something else. I'm going to post this video because it came out so good. I made bison lasagna. I mean, sorry, why do I keep saying lasagna? I actually was writing down the recipe because I make it up as I go. Okay. And I wrote bison lasagna. No, I love bison lasagna. I have a great recipe for bison lasagna. I made bison meatloaf. The meatloaf. I have no problems at all. I love meatloaf. There's people that just don't like it because of the shape or whatever. I have an entire loaf of bread and I made 2 loaves just so I could have meatloaf sandwiches. So excited. But let me tell you something. Came out great. That's what I encourage you all to try different things, to try things that aren't beef, some that aren't pork, some that aren't chicken. Try some pheasant, try some bison, try some venison, try some elk, try different things. I make the stuff that normal people make with just beef, but I make it with my game meat. And I'm telling you, I put this thing on the Green Mountain Grill. Woo! Holy cow. I didn't put it in the oven, put it in a smoker. 325 for an hour and 20 minutes. Holy cow. I mean, there was this pink smoke ring and it was delicious, man. And okay, see, but that isn't a reason to not try meatloaf or like meatloaf if you hate ketchup. That's fine. I can't. I almost had a political thing there. No, this is Wagyu brisket this weekend. What up, Eddie? That's what I'm talking about. Woohoo! Wow. Smoked a Wagyu brisket this weekend. I bet it was amazing. Holy cow. How many hours you go on that? Wagyu. I didn't even know there was Wagyu brisket available. I got to figure that one out too. But yeah, I just put there's maybe some Frank's Red Hot with some maybe some barbecue sauce or something like that on the top of the thing. Same. Little Worcestershire in there. Same. Me, I don't. I like ketchup. So my glaze was ketchup, barbecue sauce, Worcestershire. And here's the key ingredient to it. I'm telling you, the key ingredient to this lasagna. Why do I keep saying lasagna? I need to some coffee. 15 hours, my man. That's the way to go. That's a brisket. 15 hours. That's commitment. That's why I love cooking so much. It's an art. It's wonderful. It's so much fun to learn. But anyway, I put the glaze was ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of barbecue sauce. Yeah, lots of pepper. Lots of pepper. 16 pounds. Woo. Okay. All right, Eddie. That's brisket sandwiches for days. I love that. Okay. 16 pounds at Costco. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I did not know that was a thing. Do you have to ask the butcher? Let me know, Eddie, if you have to ask the butcher for it. Anyway, but I made it, and it was everybody that had it, no one asked what it was. That's big to me because everybody usually asks, well, what'd you kill? What is it? What tortured, killed animal am I eating this time? You know, that kind of stuff. There's all the jokes all day. No, nobody asked. It was like, it was just so damn good that they said, okay, that's good. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, Matthew. Appreciate that. Yeah, the Spotify is just weird. Applesauce on macaroni and cheese from. Did you say applesauce on macaroni and cheese? Applesauce on macaroni and cheese. Okay. I'm not judging it till I try it, but wow, those two, I just never thought. Never thought. You sure you don't mean applesauce and macaroni and cheese? Because my goal in the next probably 2 months is to make every kind of macaroni and cheese I can. Because I've just been making macaroni and cheese. I make homemade macaroni and cheese. I've been making it the same way since I was a kid. It was my grandmother's recipe. So yeah. Again, I'll try anything twice. So I'm definitely going to try the I don't know if I'm going to put it on top of macaroni and cheese, but next time I make mac and cheese, I'll just try to have it's a Polish thing. Is it really? And do you bake is like cold applesauce on top of it, or do you like bake it into it? Or I'm so curious right now. I'm gonna look it up after the show if we don't have a green chili macaroni. Yes, hash green chili is what I'm talking about, man. Here we go. Now we're talking about food, y'all. Let's do that. And I like taking some of the sausage and kielbasa that we make from elk and from let's see, in this case it was Russian boar. Yes, I have some boar sausage that I clump up and put into the mac and cheese too. It's absolutely fantastic. Or you just go low and slow on some carnitas, make some carnitas and put the carnitas in the mac and cheese as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Out with the choice of briskets, but a bunch of friends. All right. Okay. I got to go check it out. I got to go check it out at Costco. That's where we're heading right now. I'm going to get a wagyu tomato, that kind of brisket. Yes. And Lynn did say on top of it. So, okay, I got to figure it out. And you let me know if you bake on top of that. Do you bake it on top? I am so curious about this. Well, I know the applesauce, but do you actually do you bake it onto the top of the mac and cheese? Because I don't even bake my mac and cheese. That's one of the types of mac and cheese I'm going to make. I'm going to bake it with the crumbs and all that stuff on top of it. I've never done that before. I just mix that bad boy up in the pot and away we go. Put some protein on top of it and let's do this. Mm-hmm. Okay. No. All right. Just checking. Here's the deal. By the way, if you guys are checking out Russell and Hunter, it's going to be Rob today. I got to scoot out for some meetings this afternoon, so that's my priority. And then I'll be back with him on Friday. So we're still going to do that at 4:00 this evening to be Robbie. So please hang out with him. And and if you can, jump over to Spotify and see if you can just at least launch one of the episodes, and hopefully we can take this to a whole nother level. So we're going to. And by the way, if you're trying to catch the podcast on Apple Music, it's been over a month now that we stream every day, and I cannot figure out how to get my podcast on Apple. I'm stuck in a loop. I've had five customer service reps from Apple try to help me out with this. Can't. Have no idea. It's probably like your iCloud storage is full. It's probably one of those things. No, maybe if you move your podcast host from Spotify over to Apple, maybe it'll work for you. Yeah. That's one of those things. Hey, y'all, appreciate you. Let's do this. Let's do this again tomorrow, shall we? 11 o'clock. Let's have some fun. We'll pick some topics that aren't anywhere near political, as long as politicians stop shooting puppies. I think we'll be okay. We can talk hunting dogs as long as you want to talk hunting dogs, and cooking, for the love of gravy. As a matter of fact, let's do a cooking show. Maybe I'll have Slavo while we'll work this out. All right, y'all. Have a great day, and we'll chat with you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Thanks for hanging with us right here on The Go Show.